I want to talk about what Lemillion said to Shigaraki in the most recent episode of My Hero Academia, season 7, episode 11. And this is what Deku said in a couple episodes back when he was talking to Uraraka, where he's like, it seemed like there was somebody inside of him that was wanting to have help. So I wanted to bring that up right here. And this is why, one, you need to figure out your own past and your own, traumas or whatever it may be, because otherwise all of a sudden you're going to have these big organization or these flips where you flip out for no reason. You may have some anger issues, may have some frustration towards somebody, you may have some sort of whatever it may be, and it's because you haven't dealt with that little child that's inside that's begging you to listen to that person. Because that's where as soon as Lemillion says right here, it's just you didn't have any friends, and that's where Shigaraki's wait, what, huh? I'm confused about that. And that's where we keep going. And it's just if you had friends, you would have understood. And he ends up throwing the punch. And that's where Shigaraki's there are things that you shouldn't destroy because of your friends, obviously. And if you don't have friends, then it's very challenging. But we all do have friends. This is a video that I did a while back on how Robin and One Piece was helped by Saul and told regardless of who you are, you'll always have friends. And that's why it's Lemillion has to hold back Shigaraki until Midoriya gets there, because Midoriya is the only one that understands that Shigaraki is a little boy that's hurting on the inside and was just looking to be loved by somebody else. Because a lot of us, that's all we ever want, is we just want to have love. So it's that's when you get back into this episode, and right here, just want to make sure Lemillion says if you had friends, you wouldn't be doing this, right? And you want to protect them, or you'd want to protect and you wouldn't destroy things. And that's when we get to go back into Shigaraki and see is friends. Interesting. Tomo's this is interesting. I told Miku and Tomo we should play together and we play heroes and it would be fun, right? And it's Shigaraki's I do have friends. And that's where he flips out and has this whole argument. It's Miku and Tomo said I was nice. And that's the thing, dude. All you have to have is just one person that says that you're nice, that says that you're kind, especially in this whole world of people that are mean and abusing you and making fun of you and are toxic and manipulative and all of those things. You just have to have one person, even two people, to say that you were nice. And it's just wanted to take walks with me. And it's just that's all we need, is somebody that just wants to take walks with us, that wants to be with us in some way, shape, or form. But a lot of the times our minds will play this trick on us where they're told that nobody likes us because of whatever thing that it was said, and our mind starts to focus on all these negative things, these negative aspects. When in actuality, all you have to remember is that you do have friends, regardless of how your friends may seem. And that's why Shigaraki's shocked at this, because All For One and Shigaraki, they were integrated into one. But Tomoe, the little child on the inside that's still there, and me, that's in you, that's in everybody, is still clinging on to that little hope and that dream that's inside of us, which is why my whole thing is I just want to help inspire you to unlock that inner childhood that's within you, because there's a little kid inside of us that's begging to be let out and that is begging to let that dream come alive. Because throughout our whole life, and the reason why Shigaraki is the way that he is because of the fact that basically what it is he had somebody else come in and tell him that, hey, it's okay that you're feeling this way, and then they started manipulating him and inform him in a certain way. You could see this in the recent episode with Dabi as well, where he started to use that frustration when all Dabi wanted to do was just go back to Endeavor and show his father that he was still alive. But then All For One came in and manipulated him and told him that he had to do all these other things. So whole thing, you guys, and it's a lot. It takes a lot of work, but that's what I'm trying to do, is just give you little bits and pieces throughout the day to hopefully make you realize that it's okay if you're feeling the ways that you're feeling, and you can't overcome those things that you're wanting to overcome, and you can't let that inner child out if that is something that you want to do. It does take some time, because if you open the whole gates, then it's going to be a whole flood disaster where all of your hands are going to go around like Shigaraki's are. That's why Lemillion ended up saying, hey, I'm sorry about that. And he's well, he doesn't understand what that was right now, but obviously Midoriya will understand what that is, because Midoriya has been the same way. He's been that little kid that's just been wanting to help other people out in some way, shape, or form. So that's exactly what he's doing. It's that's why Lemillion's did I bring up a sensitive topic? And it's yeah, clearly you brought up a sensitive topic, and only Midoriya is the one that will be able to see that, and that's how Shigaraki is going to stop him at the end of the day. And that's why Lemillion's better not do that again. More importantly, compared to his new tentacles, main body's really hard, even using the surface. Splitting apart, my body was complete. That's what he thinks. But there's always three different aspects or two different aspects. There's a psychologist called Carl Jung about integrating the shadow. We all have different aspects within ourselves. We have the nice person, the kind person, the angry person, the sad person, the upset person, the traumatized person. We have all these different people within ourselves, and it's why what you see wherever you go is where you're going to end up, is because you have those different integrations inside of you. So when Tomura Shigaraki should have been completely integrated with me is what All For One's saying, but it's just like he kind of forgot about that. But then why was there still that part that hadn't fully fused? And this is why it's great to understand yourself and ask these types of questions of like, well, who am I? What do I want? Where do I want to go? What type of dreams did I have as a kid? And if your parents, I don't know if your parents did this, but like if they took pictures or videos of you, highly recommend going back, rewatching those scenes, the things that you ended up enjoying as a kid, because that'll give you a lot more perspective on what you want to do with the rest of your life. It's things that I myself have done. So, but then why is there still part that hasn't fully fused? And that's where there's like this little hesitation from Shigaraki, is because something was neither Tomura nor All For One. And that's where he sees the little kid on the inside, Shimura, which I might have said his name wrong at the beginning, which I do apologize for that. He's still on the inside. He's still like clinging on to the hope that he can have friends, because even when we go back to the last season too, which I wish I would have grabbed clips for that, but when we go back to the last season too, like all Tomura wanted to do was be loved, and his mom tried to save him. His dad was the one that was causing him all the pain and suffering and told him that he wasn't worth it, and he didn't mean to hurt any of the people that he meant to hurt. Sometimes when you unlock a power or you unlock a skill or you unlock a trait, like you don't necessarily know how to control it at first. And if you have the right people come in, then they can help you like turn that trait or that skill into something that is good and that can help others. But if you have the wrong people come in that are toxic, manipulative, and are looking out for their own selfish needs, then obviously those people are going to use your power in the negative way, because the exact same thing could have happened for like Lemillion or any of the other people out here. Like if they would have ran into Shigaraki, then obviously, or into All For One, then they could have turned out in the exact same way that Shigaraki did. There's this whole concept where there's nature versus nurture and which one plays into what, and there's a combination of the both, because nature will provide some certain things to you inherently within your own DNA because of past lives and past experiences and like just your own genetic makeup, because there's so much in your genes that I don't understand, and most likely you don't understand as well too, but there's so much in there that just like is inherently part of us. It's why there's child prodigies that are out there that have like piano skills right off the bat that are easy to like just play right away because they have those past experiences within themselves. Whereas like Shigaraki and other people, like they're nurtured to becoming the type of person, the villain that they are. But in actuality, like if let's say All Might found Shigaraki sitting on the street, then he very well could have been a hero, which he wanted to do, because that's what he wanted to do when he was at school, even though all the other kids were making fun of him for wanting to be the hero. It's why you have to have strong resolve. It's why you have to have grit. It's why you have to know who you are. And the best way that I can recommend for getting to know who you are a lot more in depth and understand how to like listen to that little child on the inside is by sitting in meditation. Sit on meditation at the end of this video or at the end of your night and just sit there and pay attention to your breath, pay attention to the noises around you, pay attention to your thoughts that are going on within your head. As soon as you hear a thought, like bring it back to the breath that's like either in your diaphragm, in your chest, or in your nose, or wherever you feel the breath most. You do that constantly, repetitiously, then you will be able to find and listen more to that person on the inside. And at first you might be like, well, this isn't working. Like I'm not seeing any progress. Keep doing it. That's all I can say. Because there's going to be something that magically will happen to you one day, shape, or form. You don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know where, but it will happen. And it all starts from mastering like your mind and mastering like that inner child and like accepting all those different aspects within yourself and letting that little child free. And the only way to do that is by accepting who you are, because like as you can see, like his mom like loved him. It was like I just wanted to play with these other people, but like he was a little weird kid kind of thing. Like his eyes were scratchy. He had different like quirks and different strange things, which is why I love talking with other people that are like weird, aren't normal, because like everybody's got a story to say, and there's also a definition of like what is normal, like, you know, if you think about it. So it's like it's just a great way of being able to connect with deeper people on a deeper level by understanding that like you do have a little child, you do have somebody that is on the inside, and the only way that you're going to be able to unlock that person or that essence of who you are is, well, meditation, and then there's also journaling as well too. I highly recommend doing both of those, and the big takeaway from this video that I would highly recommend you looking into more is like you do have friends. Maybe the reason why things aren't working out, well, they are working out for you in the exact ways that they need to, but like being able to look within yourself and find those like hidden desires, quirks, whatever it may be, traumas, then you'll be able to unlock more of your potential, more of your life, more of your livelihood by understanding that like there are going to be those people that like some people like Lemillion will step back, but when Deku comes in, he'll be able to help Shigaraki understand that little childhood trauma within himself and help him unlock himself, because Deku has that power within himself to be able to like see within people and see that crying, scared little boy on the inside, kind of like I do myself as well too. And if you want to have more information on this or more insights into this, just let me know down in the comments down below. And then as always, videos are made possible by viewers like you. So subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of the video, and I'll chat with you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.